Okay, now let's get into the actual Switch games coming out this week. Now, the first one that looks very interesting is going to be Crypt Custodian. Very hyped about this game. It looks beautiful. Problem is, I have about 3 other reviews I'm working on, so I'm going to try to review it, but it is a very big try. If not, maybe we'll stream it on Friday. Yeah, you guys are right. She looks like Topaz. So yeah, that is Crypt Custodian. Honestly, only thing, some of the animations do look a little stiff, but it can work very well for this kind of game. Love the fact that the cat is the main protagonist of this. Numero dos. Like, seriously, this looks very interesting coming out on the eShop. I love my, like, sort of like Zelda-like explorers. Now, this doesn't seem like overworld and dungeon. It seems like the dungeons and the overworld have been smashed into one. It is a bit pricey, however. It is coming out on August 27th, so theoretically it's out now, or it's coming out during the 27th, because for me it's already the 27th. However, it is selling for $19.99 on the eShop. So I do find it a little pricey. Would have rather seen this one around $15. However, I mean, we'll see. Okay. Yeah, Raven, Crow, or Magpie. Yeah, it looks like oh my God. Whatchamacallit? Yeah, well, I reviewed it. It's the Zelda-like where you play a crow. Death's Door. Thank you very, very much. Yes. However, Death's Door animations were much smoother than this game, and the combat doesn't seem to be Souls-like combat. Like, it does seem like you're going to have to react to things, but the combat doesn't look as diverse and complete. So I wouldn't put this at the Death's Door level. And when I'm saying this game is pricey, it's selling pretty much for the same price as Death's Door, which is why I find this pricey. You understand? Like, at this price, at the $19.99 price tag, Death's Door. Okay. Next, we get to the 29th, which seems to be the day where every freaking game on the eShop is coming out. Because after this, every other game that we're looking at today is coming out on the 29th at the same time, which is Thursday. Now, next we're going to look at Emio, the Smiling Man from the Famicom Detective Club. Okay, we've talked about this game a lot of times. We're going to watch the trailer quick because I want to cover all the good games or the decent games that seem to be coming out this week. But we're probably not going to spend a lot of time talking about it. We've talked about it a lot in the past. I think at this point, either you're convinced that you want to try it out or you're not. And if not, this trailer is going to be your best chance at seeing if you want to try it out. So let's watch the case briefing number 1, which is going to give you an idea of how the game plays out. This is going to be $49.99. and it is releasing on August 29th, as I said previously. And yes, there is a demo for this one for free in the eShop.
Emio, the Smiling Man, Famicom Detective Club.
Okay, so that's about it for Emio Detective Club. So it's like very visual novel-esque. It's a mystery game. Basically, like I said, either you want to try it out or not. My biggest problem with this is that it's $49.99. It is expensive for a visual novel. I personally will not be paying $50 for this game. Not because maybe it's going to be good. It's just that for me, at this price, I'm not enough into this visual novel style to buy it when I can get a Batman Telltale game on sale for like under $5. Okay, which I've played and they're great. And I'm not saying this is not going to be great. I just find that for a Western audience, they should have released this at like $30. Okay, and even that would have been like a decent price. So that are my thoughts on Emio. Looks probably good if you're into the murder mystery stuff. Just a very pricey in my opinion in what we're offering, but it's Nintendo. Okay, it's Nintendo first party, so it's obviously going to be pricey. Hey Topaz, can you sit on me because we've got trailers to watch. Next, a game that I am actually really excited about. Just once again, I don't want to pay full price for it. And on top of it, if you want to go for the bigger packs, it is extremely expensive. The base, we're going to be looking at Gundam Breaker 4, also coming out on August 29th. Base game sells for $59.99. Now, Topaz, yes, you're trying to step on me here. Because she's like, put her paw like 5 times. Like, put her paw backed up, put her paw backed up. Yes, you're going to get pet.
Hey, you! I want you to build your ultimate Gunpla! Welcome to Gundam Breaker 4! Here you can build, battle, and show off your Gunpla. Fight and break off parts from your enemies and add them to your collection. Customize 11 individual parts on more than 250 base kits, and that is the most ever! There's so many new Gunpla! The main mobile suit from the Witch from Mercury. The only mobile suit to best the area. You know you want it. Ryusei Fudo's custom Gunpla. Hathaway Noah's mobile suit is as cool as it is big. And this new Gundam based on a real Gundam statue. With more Gunpla, the possibilities for customization are endless. And this also includes the new SD Gundam. Woohoo! Finally! Now you can create more than ever before. With the new SD Gundam parts, you can really go wild. It's amazing that from all the
so this is a pretty long trailer, but it's worth watching because it's going to give you the gist of why the game looks good.
Then add a little bit of flair by easily changing the colors. Preset or completely customized, it's up to you. You can also change the size of each part, and that's just crazy! In GB4, you have the freedom to express your creative spirit! Build, battle, and show off like never before! Let everyone see your talent! Gunpla Battle Blaze Beyond Borders! Gundam Breaker 4!
Okay.
Coming August 29th.
So, that is Gundam Breakers 4. Now, the Gundam Breakers series is actually probably one of the best, like, casual Gundam series you can get into. And I'm saying casual. There's a very high top end, but you can also just get into it to the fun of building robots without actually knowing Gundam and have fun with the game. Now, you're going to get your ass booted online if you don't really know how to play. But at the same time, like I said, from a casual perspective, if you just want to try it out, the Gundam Breaker series is actually, I'm really glad we're getting one of the good ones in North America, because it generally is, I love Gundam. I watched most of the animes, and because I love mechas, you know, to begin with. We don't get enough of those games on Switch. And it's one of those fun games where you can just have fun making your own mechas, trying to get things together differently. It is, in my opinion, a very decent game to pick up if you're a Gundam fan. Once again, price point is the issue here. $60 for the base game, and I think it goes up to almost like $90 for the deluxe and then the like super deluxe version, is way too expensive. I could see this game at 50% off being a huge pickup though. Like at around $30, I would definitely jump in right away. I might jump in right away at full price, but I'm talking about like main market. If you want to just try it out and you're not sure, I can see at 50% off. And I don't think we're going to have to wait long. Bandai Namco does that kind of thing where they try out the game at full price. They go after the whales, and then basically Black Friday, you'll be picking it up for like, you know, $30 maybe, or maybe 40. You know what I mean? Like a good like 25, like 30% off. Had such great potential to become a huge multimedia franchise, but they ruined everything with the second movie. Yeah, you're right there. They went like they went too hard in the comedy sense, and like they didn't keep the, like the first movie, even though there was like big comedy to it, like you felt the tension, and you felt the like you were worried that they were going to lose. Like, you know, it's a hero movie, so you know they're going to win. But the first one was amazing, and you really felt the tension, and you felt the impact of the storyline. The problem with the second one is at no point in the movie did I not think the heroes were going to win. They made it into a Power Rangers movie, and I love Power Rangers, but Power Rangers is not Pacific Rim. It's not the same thing. Like Power Rangers, you know they're going to win all the time. You know what I mean? The second one, it was just like, oh, look at this cool robot. Look at this other cool robot. Look at this even cooler robot. Like, you're like, okay, dude, this is like, yes, that's part of Pacific Rim, but it's not only that. Like, they didn't focus anymore on the pilots needing to be in sync. They didn't focus on all that. You know what I mean? Like, that was a big part of the first one. And then it's just like, oh, anyone can just pilot it and it's fine. We you know, doesn't matter. Oh, you always need two pilots. Well, no, not if it's small enough. Then you can do it with one pilot. What? Like, what does size have to do with controlling the robot? Like, I don't think it was directly related to the size. It's most likely the, like, difficulty of the complexity with the human mind. So making the robot smaller doesn't make it less complex. Anyway. We're going to stop there because the second movie made me angry. Another thing I don't like. My God, my list is becoming infinite. Okay. Shadow of the Ninja Reborn. We've talked about this game a lot as well. Also coming out on August 29th. This one is going to be selling for $19.99. Let's watch the trailer, talk about it shortly, but I'm not going to be able to talk a lot about this. We've also played through the demo on stream, so if you do want to check it out on the channel, I have a full playthrough of the demo available from a couple of weeks ago. I did 3 demos in that video, or 4 demos in that video, in that stream. We did them back to back, and I'm pretty sure Shadow of the Ninja was the first. Reborn was the first one. Okay, so we have Shadow of the Ninja Reborn. Now, if you do not know, this is the remake of a classic NES game. Okay, however, it's been completely remade. One of the best parts of it, in my opinion, is the fact that you can actually play in co-op play for a 2D action platformer. But even in solo, it is a super solid game on the NES. Now, I'm gonna share. Well, I'll share something with you. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna talk about my thoughts about this game anymore. At this moment, because I'm embargoed. Okay, if you want my thoughts on what I was feeling about the game so far, the only thing I can say, I'll talk about it from the demo perspective. When I played the demo, I loved the demo. The game is harder than it was on the NES. Okay, but other than that, I'm not going to share my thoughts on this game anymore for the moment because I want to be a legit guy. I'm embargoed and I have too much information about the game that I cannot share at the moment, and I don't want to break that. So I'm just going to say reviews are most likely going to be coming out very soon for this one. If you want a feeling about where the game is going, there's a free demo available on the eShop that you can download right now. Or you can check out my gameplay of the demo that I did a few days ago. At that moment, I could give you all the thoughts I had on the demo because I was not embargoed at that point. So, if you understand what that means, you'll understand why. And, you know, that is that. We'll talk a lot more about this game, most likely later on in the week. And this is not trying to say good or bad, okay? I'm just saying I don't feel comfortable talking about it because I'm scared I would say something I cannot say because I have to remember exactly where the demo ended and all of that stuff. And right now, it's a little mingled in my mind. There we go. So hopefully that game is coming out this week. It is a game that I think you should keep your eye on. Another game that we also played on demo is coming out this week. And I've got to say that playing through the demo of this game, now it is Gori, Cuddly, Carnage. Free demo available on the eShop as well. This one is also coming out on August 29th. It is going to be selling for $21.99. I am just going to say for this one, well, this one I'm not embargoed or anything, so forget that. It's just that we played the demo, and the demo is super fun. Yet it has not convinced me that a full game of that craziness is going to be fun from the beginning to the end, because this game goes hardcore on the crazy. Like, it goes bonkers to the walls on the crazy. Okay? We're gonna watch the trailer, but just before, I'm gonna sum up what the concept of the game is. You are a humanoid cat who is riding a hoverboard that he can turn into a saw, and you're fighting zombie unicorns. This is the base concept of the game. Humanoid cat riding a hoverboard that he can turn into a saw, fighting zombie unicorns. If you had to sum up the concept of the game in one sentence, this is the concept of the game. It is so insane that part of me loves it, but part of me wonders if after an hour or two, the sort of awesomeness of the craziness is going to wear off, and then you're going to wind up realizing that you're playing an insane game that just goes too over the top to feel like a actual solid gameplay concept. Okay, let's watch the trailer and you will see what I mean.
16.
I had not seen this trailer before I said this sentence. So it is so funny that it starts with, there's a cat on a hoverboard fighting evil unicorns. What did I just say the game was about? And I'll explain. There's one other concept too that happened, and like I said, I invite you. You can watch me play through the demo. You can play it yourself. Also, the other part to me that I'm not sure I enjoyed about the game is that most of the combat, I felt like I was button mashing and doing anything. Like there, and I'm sure that after a few hours, I would get into it, and you can also control better which moves you're doing at what time. But it does feel like a game that is so over the top that you just end up button mashing and doing crazy crap all the time. I like better games where you feel like you're good at the game. The game just feels like when I played the demo, it just felt like, okay, I know what I'm doing, like I know where I need to go, I know what I'm doing, but I don't feel like I'm getting good at the game. I feel like the game is just insane. You know what I mean? And I can button mash my way through most of it. But look, I just think I need to experience the full thing. The demo is going to tell you, okay, is this game too crazy for me or not? But I'm worried that after like 4 hours of crazy, I'm just going to be crazied out, if that makes any sense at all. And we have, so that is what I think about this game. One to look out for, I would just maybe definitely try the demo before picking it up, and maybe wait for some reviews to see what the full extent of the game is. Again with the commercial. Okay, next is a game that I'm actually really hyped about as well. This one is Depths of Sanity, coming out also on August 29th. This one will be selling for $19.99. However, there is a pre-release sale right now, and you can pick up the game for $16.99. I don't okay, hold on. I just want to address Acrophobe's comment there, and I don't disagree with you, Acrophobe. I do not disagree with you, but if you saw the gameplay, you would understand why it's different. And I'm not saying it does. You're not right. You are totally right. The base concept of Mario is insane, but the gameplay is structured in a structured way. The gameplay in Gori, Gori, I always forget after that. Gori, Cuddly, Carnage is structured in an insane way as well. And it's the gameplay that I think I would get tired of because there's no there isn't a solid enough structure to it where beyond the fact that you're like, haha, I'm sawing unicorn. Like sawing unicorns is really fun for like the first hour or half hour. But after 3 hours, are you still going to have fun? Because the basic concept is you're sawing unicorns in two. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's where I mean. And they just went balls to the wall with the crazy. Okay. So let's get back into Depths of Sanity here. Why is the visual quality so poor? I'm sorry, guys. The trailer, the visual quality is like somewhat poor here. This doesn't look like an act. Hold on. Give me a sec. I think this isn't an official trailer. I made a mistake when I took it. Depths of Sanity trailer switch. Okay. Sorry, guys. Scratch that. That was like someone that pasted together some random gameplay, and it was not even done in like decent quality. It's actually it's a sea exploration game. Yeah. Personally, I find that looked sick. I'm sorry. To me that looks sick. It looked good. But I see what you're going there, Rodrigo. It's water level the game, so you're probably gonna. Honestly, I should stream this just because you're gonna hear me complain all throughout the whole freaking game that it's water level the game. No, but I'll explain to you why I don't like water levels. Because you run out of oxygen. From what I can see, there doesn't seem to be oxygen in this game. I hate water levels because in Sonic, you die when you run out of oxygen. And that is what I hate about water levels. But this does not seem to be doing this. So I can deal with this one. That's why I hate water levels. If you know, I hate drowning in water levels. But yes, that is why I hate water levels. But it just seems incredibly narrative driven, and there's some visuals that are insanely interesting. And I love the fact that this is like underwater exploration. Oh, when you die, when you touch the water. Yeah. That's the other thing. Like, I hate, I also, yeah, it doesn't also make sense sometimes when you die in games when you touch the water, when you play a character that should be able to swim. Now, if you're playing a knight in armor, it makes sense. You would die. Like, a knight in armor would, like, sink to the bottom, and there's no way you can swim with armor on, and there's no way you can take off armor quick enough to not die. But other than that, you're sort of right that you shouldn't die when you fall in water. Like, especially when you're like, I don't know, Tarzan in a game and you die when you fall in the water. Dude, Tarzan can swim. Okay, but honestly, I am super hyped for this game. It looks amazing, and I definitely want to play this one. Now, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to have a review out pretty soon, because I'm already, like I said, overdone with reviews. Because, by the way, I have the review written for whatchamacallit, I have the review written for Castaway. I have the review written for Minami Lane. I have to film those. I have to edit those. And I have other games, as you could tell from the fact that I'm embargoed, that I'm going to have to do as well. So, yes. Depths of Sanity looks incredibly good. So I am super excited for this one. I definitely think we should keep an eye on that one. I think it's already out on Steam for a while, so I think we already know it's pretty good. Now the next one is sort of I'll be honest, my long shot of the week.
A public security officer. She's among the best.
Hold that. Now the next game is my long shot of the week. This game could be really bad or it could be really good because I love the concept of Marble Madness, and this is sort of Marble Madness evolved. But like I said, it could be really good or it could be really bad. However, if I looked at the previous games published by the publisher, they were actually decent games. So I do think this is going to lean towards possibly a decent game. But as a kid, I grew up, I loved Marble Madness. If you guys know what Marble Madness is, you know what it is. And this seems like an evolution of the concept. So, like I said, evolution of the old concept of Marvel Madness. However, if you also know Marvel Madness, it's most likely going to be a frustrating game. But honestly, this looked good. The movement looked good. The quality of the graphics looked good. I liked the music accompanying the trailer. And if the gameplay can hold up, this could be a super fun and interesting game. Also, it is being sold for $11.79, so it is the cheapest game on today's list of games to look out for this week. This game is not going to be meh. Hopefully, it is not going to be meh. Hopefully it's going to be good. Yeah, it's like a Super Monkey Ball, but like I said, it's if you know the old game Marble Madness, it's like it's basically you had to guide a marble to the bottom of a course by basically tilting to make sure that the marble didn't fall off. Now this gives me sort of those type of vibes, and it just really looked fun. The movement looked fluid, and there seems to be some really nice power-ups that you get later on that look fun and interesting. So this is like my long shot of the week, where I hope I have time to play this one a bit and at least get an idea. Even if I don't do a full review, I hope I get at least have time to get a full idea of, is the game fun or not? Exactly. It is sort of like last week's game that I pointed out that we looked at the review of. It could be good, it could be bad. And I think I'm going to do that a lot. When I say that these games are in between, if I do get an answer the week after, we're going to do a quick return on one or two games that, okay, this game was actually really good. Okay, this game was actually really bad. I think that's going to be a fun thing to do from week to week. That way I get to give the info without necessarily doing a review on them for games that I know I'm not going to review. I'm so tired of getting the commercials. By the way, guys, what I did this week to smooth it out is I opened like a shit ton of windows, and I had half the trailers already opened ahead of time so that we didn't have to deal with the ads every time. Which next week I'm going to try to have everything open. It's just that this week there were so many trailers that I didn't want to have 25 windows open and like run out of like RAM and have the videos F up. Next game I'm also hyped about because it is another game in the Valfaris franchise. Valfaris Mecha Therion. And it's funny because we looked at a game like this last week that looked terrible, and this game actually looks decent. So, let's take a look. So it is a side-scrolling shoot 'em up. Now, do you guys remember we looked at a side-scrolling shoot 'em up that looked totally like cookie cutter, like bland, like last week or the week before? And I was like, look, we're looking at it because it's more like a warning, and I want to tell you guys this game actually doesn't look good, because that week was a little bit quiet on the good-looking games, so we looked at some medium games as well, or more games to warn against. This one looks freaking good. Like, this looks like this concept with the art style and the gameplay to make it work. Yeah, it's a dude floating in space game, but it looks freaking cool. And that's what you need. If you're going to have a game that's just a dude floating in space, make it look killer. You know what I mean? Like, this is your sole concept. This is all you have. At least make it, like, freaking look good. That's what they did here. I loved Valfaris as well, and I find the concept works with Valfaris. Hopefully the soundtrack that we heard is going to be the sort of soundtrack we're going to get from the game, so a really nice metal soundtrack like Valfaris, once again, your first game. I can see this working. I can see this working. Yeah, but the only thing is, if it's as hard as Valfaris is, it's going to be a game to watch out for on the difficulty scale. But I can see this being a freaking insane pickup. Once again, though, a little pricey at $19.99, especially in the shmup market. Especially in the shmup market. A lot of excellent shmups are available at full price around $10. This be going for $20 is like a premium price for shmups. Very premium price for shmups. So that is the only thing. And the last game is also one that I am super hyped about. And we get another freaking ad, man. Sorry, guys.
The union of fruity sweet gummy and tangy crunchy nerds. Nerds Gummy Clusters. Unleash your senses.
Now, next week, as long as we don't have 25 trailers, I will have each and every one trailer open ahead of time, so we will not get ads. Yeah, 20 is too much for, like, a shmup. Like, you have to be a premium shmup to be that expensive. Like, you have to be in one of the premium shmup franchises. Like, you have to be a final, oh my God. You know, title-wise, I'm freaking garbage. But you have to be basically in one of the long-running franchises like Raiden or I don't use ad blocker by concept. I make money off of ads on YouTube. Why would I, like, you understand? Like, for me, I understand that on a personal level it could be fun to have ad blocker, but I don't do it by the principle that I don't, you know, if you're blocking my ads, I don't actually care, but I hope you guys aren't. But so to block other people's ad, I would feel like dishonest would be the best word. Like I'm trying to make, you know, like I try to make money for the channel off of YouTube ads, and I'm blocking other people's ads, so I'm watching their content without them getting like the piece of the pie that they're allowed to. You know what I mean? So yeah. And that's just it. And but like I said, to each their own. I'm not judging anyone out there who decides to use ad blocker. I understand why you would use it. It's just that from a perspective, I would feel like the last person on earth that should be using ad blocker. And on my principles, I'm not going to use it because yeah, that's it. Okay, because you know I'm a person that I love free content. However, I also like supporting the content that I really enjoy. So if I'm watching stuff on YouTube, why am I not supporting the person that I'm watching it? R-Type, thank you. That is another one. And the other one is the other... R-Type was one of the ones I was looking for. But yeah, that's it. Okay, so let's get into Voltaire, the vegan vampire. I'm getting slight Cult of the Lamb vibes from this one. Okay. Now, I'm super interested in this one. However, it's another one that can swing both ways because they're giving us very little vision of the actual combat, and because there's a boss rush mode, so if there's bosses, there has to be some form of combat, and we did see slight moments of it, but once again, they're not giving us a clear vision of what the combat is like. So this is another one that I'm just going to say, however, it can swing both ways. However, Freedom Games and GOG generally does decent work, okay? So I don't think it would ever be a bad game. It just might not be a awesome game. I can see it swinging both ways. Once again, $19.99. It's not a cheap week for the eShop games that look decent.